Good morning, everybody. Now, today we are going to take a political chapter. We have already studied about power sharing, the rise of nationalism in Europe. Same thing happened in India. Means there was a revolution, there was a war for independence, and after independence we made a government. So today we are going to study about a federalism government. So federalism is a system of government in which the power between a central authority and various constituents units of a country. So we can say that the powers in our country, India, has been divided. First we have the central government, then we have the state government, and the third we have the Panchayati Raj system. This vertical division of power among different level of government is referred as federalism. Federalism is one of the major forms of power sharing in modern democracy. So most democracies are following this way of ruling, federalism. When we study about power sharing about Sri Lanka and Belgium. In Belgium also, central government, there's a two-way party. Majority of people speaking in Brazil and majority of language speaking in the Belgium. We studied about French, the Dutch. Now let's see the key features of federalism. Like why people or the democracies use federalism. So it says two or more levels of government. Already spoken before that we use central government, the state government, and the third level is Panchayati Raj system. So it says two or more. Then says at different levels of government govern the same citizens, where each level has its own jurisdictions. In specific matters of legislation, taxation, and administration. So when we talk about central government, so it is dealing with army, Indian Railway, national defense. When we talk about state, so we have some administrations, system of taxation. When we talk about tax, the national highway tax, the tax is taken by the central government. When you go on the state highways, the tax is taken by the state government. Existence and authority of each level of government is constitutionally governed. The fundamental provisionals of the Constitution cannot be unilaterally changed. Such changes requires the consent of both the level of government. Means when we have to make any law, we have two Sabha, the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. The Rajya Sabha is the upper house and the Lok Sabha is the lower house, where people sit. That is the central government. When we talk about state, we have Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. Only 6 states are having Vidhan Parishad. Rest all have, means only 6 states have both the houses. Rest all the states have only one, that is one Sabha, that is Vidhan Sabha. So when any law is made, when you talk about Lok Sabha, law is made, then that law is sent to the Rajya Sabha, where Rajya Sabha people, when they go through the laws, when they pass the law, then they send it back to Lok Sabha, then it is signed by the president, then it becomes a law. So both the houses, both the levels have to sit together. Some cases, when something has to be followed in, even in states, it has to be gone through by the central government, and then that law is to be passed. Courts have the power to interrupt the constitution. The highest court acts as the umpire if any disputes arises between different levels of government. Like you already studied that there are 3 types of courts: the district court, the high court, and the supreme court. So when you fight a case in your local court or district court, if you don't get a judgment, if you are not satisfied with the judgment, then you can appeal to the high court. And after fighting the case out there, again if you are not satisfied, then you can appeal to the apex court, the Supreme Court. But there are some other problems also when it's regarding the 2 states, 2 governments. So when there is a fight between 2 governments, the case directly goes to Supreme Court. When there is a fight between 2 states, the cases, they go directly to the Supreme Court, the highest court. Source of revenue for each level of government are specified to ensure its financial autonomy. Already discussed on the national highways, we have made toll tax. And whatever the toll tax is collected, it goes to the central government. Whatever the the fare that is collected by the Indian Railway goes to the central government. But when we talk about the local buses, the state buses, whatever the fare is taken by these the government buses, that goes to the state government. Federal system has dual objectives. Dual objectives to safeguard and promote unity of the country and to accommodate regional diversity. So it does not want to create any problem among people. It wants to rule in a systematic way. One person right from Delhi or from the central cannot rule throughout the country, because India is quite a large country with many states. To make laws, to control all the people is very difficult from one center. So it has been divided into different levels. So people in a small area can manage. Those small people are then managed by the higher authorities. So it's a step-by-step process.